This has been the toughest month for the great prince, king, high priest, Michael. It's been the toughest month. The reason it's the toughest month is because everybody that I was sent here to redeem, to lead back to where they belong, to lift up, has failed to support their king, has failed to support their high priest, has failed to support their God, because everybody decided they want to support thieves and false swearers instead of their Redeemer, the Lord, their Vindicator. That is the reason this has been the toughest month for me. Now, when I say the toughest month, I'll explain. The first month of the year for the Israelites, the original first month, the year of the new year, the year where you observe the festivals, Rosh Hashanah, the Day of Atonement, Yom Kippur, the Festival of Booths, Sukkot. It's the toughest month of the year for the Israelites. Why is that? Because all of these festivals are back to back, all within 1 month. And none of them are easy to accomplish, especially when you're doing them according to the laws written. Especially when you're doing them according to the instructions. Purchasing wood and animals, doing sacrifices, building altars, purchasing stones, finding a location that's fitting for an altar to be built. Especially, it's the most difficult month of the year. The most difficult month of the year. And doing it with no means, because all of your people want to pay service to liars, to false swearers, to thieves who are taking the tithe meant for me, meant for my ceremonies, and putting it in their pockets. That is why this has been the most difficult year, difficult month, difficult everything for me. And still, in spite of this, I'm accomplishing it. Not perfectly, not with the correct animals, but I'm accomplishing it within my means, which is none. I just went and picked up my lulav, my etrog, and I had an intention of setting up camp next to my altar near Mount Bethel in Pennsylvania. But because I have no means, I was unable to do that. So now instead, I have to do it in my yard outside of my place. Unfortunately, because of that, I'm not able to do my sacrifices. So my intent, due to necessity, is to begin my festival here, and then in the middle of the festival, in the center of the week, make my way to the location of my altar. That way I could do my sacrifices and finish off strong according to the instructions. Now, does that mean I will be able to sacrifice the instructed animals? No. But I could still do sacrifices with the bare minimum means that I have, which is what I intend to do. So, the fact of the matter is this: we have all of these people in the world who are getting ready to celebrate a festival outside of the scope of the instructions. First and foremost, the festival begins tonight at sunset. But all of the people that are going to celebrate it in the world are going to begin it a day later, tomorrow at sunset. Do you know why? Because they developed a calendar of convenience for themselves. instead of going by the calendar of the Almighty. Because they wanted to make things convenient for themselves, they go by a calendar that has nothing to do with the moon phase and everything to do with their convenience. And that's why they're all doing it a day later, ending it a day later. They're out of sync with the Almighty because they're not the chosen people. And I say not the chosen people, why? Does it mean that they're not of Abraham's descent? No, it means they are mixed with Edom, and because of that, they don't care to honor the laws. They just care to make themselves feel superior. I met with a brother today, and it's a good brother, a Chabad member. Told him who I was, and he asked me, are you Jewish? I said partially, my mother's Jewish. Her grandmother was Jewish, but not directly. The question shouldn't be, are you Jewish? It should be, are you Judean? Are you an Israelite? Because let me explain something to all of you. Jewish has nothing to do with Israelite. They are not the same. An Israelite doesn't have to be Jewish. And guess what? Majority of them aren't Jewish at all. And guess what else? Majority of Jewish people are not Israelite. Which is why people are so concerned of whether you're Jewish or not. Because individuals are stealing the identity of the Israelites and painting it as Jewish when that's not the case. Guess what? The king of all the world is barely Jewish at all. Barely Jewish at all. I have a little tiny fraction of Ashkenazi Jewish. You know what I am? God on earth. You know what I am? Archangel Michael. You know what I am? The high priest. You know what I am? The great prince. You know what I am? King. You know what I am? Judge. You know what I am? Prince. You know what I am? King. You know what I am? Ruler. Do I identify as Jewish? No. Do I have some Ashkenazi in me? Yes. But guess what? That Jewish dash that's in my blood has nothing to do with my kingship. The Jewish DNA in me is not inherited from the line of David or Joseph. Neither. Has nothing to do with the royal family. Has nothing to do with the prince lineage. So when you ask somebody what they are, you ask them, are you an Israelite? Is your mother an Israelite? You don't ask if they're Jewish. Then there's another thing. The other thing is, I have two lineages. Israelite and Ishmaelite. I have two scattered peoples. 12 Sheikh families. 12 and 2/2 tribal families. Each of them are my 2/2 of my people. So when you ask who the king is, don't ask if he's Jewish. Because guess what? It don't matter if I am or I'm not. Because my authority doesn't come from a Jewish DNA. My authority comes from the divine, which I am. So now, all of you that think you have to be Jewish to qualify to be an Israelite, you're sadly mistaken. It's going to come a time, and that time's coming right now, where being Jewish will disqualify you from being an Israelite. Because you thought you could push out my other half people, because you thought that you could push out my other half people and sell and divide my land. So let me explain to you what it is now. I, King Michael, the great prince, the high priest, God, incarnate on earth, the right arm of God, Archangel Michael in the flesh, I declare that the only thing that qualifies you to be amongst my people is me. So don't ask me if I'm Jewish. And again, the brother that asked me was a good brother. Not a bad guy. But again, you aren't the qualifier for my people. I am the qualifier for my people. Only I, only Michael, only the king, only the high priest, only God incarnate on earth can qualify his people. Only me. So don't ever ask anybody if they're Jewish again. Now, again, this has been the toughest month for me because I'm doing everything in my power to observe my festivals exactly according to the instructions. The only thing I couldn't do is get the proper animals. But so far I've been doing my festivals exactly as prescribed otherwise. This is the first festival of the year where I'm not able to bring sacrifices exactly as instructed. And it's because my people are giving their money to thieves, to false swearers, to the ones that have nothing to do with the ceremonies that are necessary to take place. I am the only qualified being in existence that can bring these ceremonies into the proper procedures. Only me. So it's been tough. And it's frustrating that I'm riding around on a bicycle back and forth trying to gather up scraps in order to get this done by myself, while I got millions, and I mean millions upon millions of people all through the world gathering in order to allegedly observe these festivals, but not correctly. Not for God, not for Yahweh, not for me, but for their own self-inflated, fictitious selves. And there's no denying this because the proof is the moon phase. The proof is not one of you is observing this festival on the day that is prescribed. All of you are a day behind. All of you, except for me, God on earth, Michael, the great prince. Only I am doing it on the right day, with no means. Only me. So, as you all gather to observe Sukkot, remember this. Not one of you are doing it for Yahweh. Every single one of you are doing it against the instructions. A day late, $1 short. Every one of you. And not one single one of you is earning a blessing for it. Not a single one of you is earning a blessing. Every one of you, every single one of you is bringing a curse upon yourself by intentionally not observing the festival according to the instructions because you created a convenient calendar for yourself. Additionally, the Sabbath is every Tuesday for the next 47 years. It began being every Tuesday on March 21st, 2023, when the first day of the new 7 sets of 7 cycle began, the Jubilee. That is when the Sabbath began being at sunset Monday to sunset Tuesday. And it will continue to be that way for the next 47 years. So for all of you that honor a Sabbath on Saturday, likewise, you are gaining no blessing. You are bringing upon you a curse because you are not living according to the laws of the Almighty, but you are living according to the laws of yourselves. Therefore, I say to you this. This is the year of redemption for my chosen. But do you know who my chosen are? Not the Jewish people. My chosen are the Ishmaelite and Israelite people. That is my chosen. Ishmaelite and Israelite. That is my chosen. They are not Jewish. They are Israelites and they are Ishmaelites. That is my scattered clans and tribes. So for all of you that think you're special, allow me to be the bearer of bad news. You're not. You're not special. You have no authority. You are not a rabbi. You are a servant of Yahweh. And you are a subject of Michael. And I, only I, decide which one of you are an Israelite, which one of you are an Ishmaelite, and which one of you are nothing but Edom. Only I decide. So as you are celebrating a festival to the detriment of your soul, because you chose to do it on an incorrect day intentionally, remember that you've brought nothing upon yourself but a curse. A curse that will stay with you when you all kneel before me for judgment, and I determine whether or not you're worthy to continue it all. Because all of you are thieves. All of you are false swearers. All of you are the ones referred to in Zechariah chapter 5. All of you are the ones that have the curse written down on the scroll, on front and back, coming for you and your households. All of you. Guess who's not involved with that? My Ishmaelite and Israelite chosen. They don't have a curse coming because they don't even know who they are. But Jews know who you are. And guess what you're not? Israelite or Ishmaelite. You said it yourself. Your own identification condemns you. You say you're Jewish. Ish. Look up the definition of ish. Because that's what you are. Ish. Not Ishmael. Ish. Now, does that mean that no Jew is Israelite? That's not what that means. Because some are. But what it means is Edom, Esau, has interbred with everyone. And Edom, Esau, has taken on the identity of the Jewish people in a mass amount. Now Edom and Esau has also interbred with Ishmael. Edom and Esau has interbred with everyone. That was their plan. They lost their blessing, so they interbred with it to try to gain it back. And then they tried to push out the ones with the blessing and keep it for themselves, which is why they're so into, are you this? Are you this? Are you this? When everybody in the world knows that our people are scattered everywhere and they don't know who they are. But they're so focused on the few. Why? Because they know that it's not meant for them. So they try to keep it for themselves. That's why. And this isn't hate speech. This is fact speech from God's mouth to your ears through my earbud. Facts. So, as all of you curse yourself this Sukkot festival, as all of you celebrate in opposition to Yahweh to the point where you won't even speak his name, you don't even speak his name, just know that your curse is upon you. And your king, who's speaking right now to you, is not happy with any of you. Not one of you. No matter how nice you could be, I'm not happy with you. Do you know why? Because you're violating my laws, you're stealing my tithe and contribution, and you're promoting slanderous lies about Yahweh and his son, Michael, the one that's identified by name and pedigree in the scriptures. Nobody else. That's why. But don't feel left out, because you got plenty of Islams, plenty of Christians, plenty of every other type of religious group that's doing the same thing as you. So don't feel like you're alone under this curse. Don't feel like you're alone on the judgment that you're about to receive, because you got plenty to join you. The reason I'm singling you out, the reason why I'm mentioning you, is because you are the only ones that pretend to observe my holidays, my festivals. But you don't do it in sincerity. You do it for a self-inflated, set yourself apart purpose outside of the instructions of my God, my King, my celestial root. That's why. So now, just remember that this is my year. That this is the year of judgment, whether you like it or not. That this very year, I will take dominion back. God has already proven me. If you haven't noticed the videos I've put up this month, God is proving me without any doubt. He's allowed his manifestation to be captured on film to prove me, because of you liars and thieves denying me and insulting me to my face. So remember this. Remember this moment. Remember the struggle and the toil I had to go through to do my best to observe these festivals, as all of you take the theft funds that you collected in my name and use them for yourselves. Remember it, because not a one of you who has been thieving my tithe and contribution will stand in my eternal kingdom. Not one. Not one.